Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raven Report. I'm your host, Collin Kerouac. Today, we're bringing back two of our favorite alumni voices. You know them, you love them, Allie and Arleny. Last time we spoke, they had just graduated with the class of 2024. Now life has moved forward. Allie is a sophomore at Texas State University, diving deep into her art education studies. Meanwhile, Arleny has been taking her own path. She didn't end up starting college right away, but she's been working, exploring options, and figuring out what's next at her own pace. We're so excited to catch up with both of y'all today and to have y'all back. Welcome. So let's start off with check-in. How's life treating you both now that you've had a full year beyond high school?
I'm good. I'm great. I love going to college. Love being a critical thinker.
As
Education
always.
is important. So I'm great.
I'm doing good as well. I've gotten a new job today. It's been good, but just the news so far about like politics and the way the economic world is going on really kind of bums everyone out.
Yeah, it's very, very chaotic. I'll agree with that. How's dorm life treating you, Allie?
So I'm not in a dorm anymore. I have my own apartment. I'm in a townhouse style apartment in San Marcos. And it's like close to campus, but I still take the bus. And then I walk everywhere on campus. But I love it. Love having my own space. I don't know about paying this own bills thing. I don't know about all that, but I do it.
Start paying rent. Yeah.
Yeah,
Financial
rent.
decisions.
Yeah, rent in Austin is expensive. Definitely
Yeah.
know that.
College town is just as expensive.
That's not probably worse.
No,
Just the
it's
same?
better than Austin. It's better than Austin, but like still like
It's
not.
like too expensive. Yeah.
It's like ridiculous.
So, Arleny, how's living at home and working?
It's not bad. It's just really figuring out how to balance things out. Like the way you don't spend a lot of things around food. You have to like be like, okay, I'll get some food today and then I'll don't get some tomorrow. And it's just spending.
You eat every day. She means eating out.
No, I don't. So
You're not starving.
anyways, I'm not starving myself. It's more like just get your own little snacks, cook yourself something at home, and then go shopping. It's just really balancing your financials out.
Are you living at home with your folks or are you living by yourself?
I'm living by myself currently.
Cool. Is there any like interesting developments or interesting stories either of y'all have to share? Funny.
I think mostly working still in a fast food area, you see a lot of things in people. Some people are really impatient. You get to know a lot of people that's really impatient that can't wait for like 6 minutes for their food. And because the Whataburgers has the system now that kind of works kind of like Chick-fil-A. And some people want to get out of that lane and they honk. I had one situation we had to call the cops because someone just honked and honked and honked for so long. We had to call someone. The cops came. We told them. Actually, one of my coworkers almost got ran over.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
a lot of people are very impatient and very they're very angry. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that with a lot of Austin drivers behind the wheel. When
Texas.
when half the freaking drivers always end up tailgating you. Like, oh my goodness, so frustrating.
Some people, like driving around, because I was driving around with my boyfriend, and the thing is, some people's lights don't turn on. Like the one that's working, the other one's not, and some people don't even take turning signals. They don't turn them on.
Yeah,
That pisses me off so much. I'm
no,
like,
I know what you mean. I see so many people do that. I see so many people just like they even have sometimes working turn signals. They just don't use them. It's just like, to me, like, it's so inconsiderate because like when you're driving down and like you're gonna make a left turn, and somebody's trying to pull out, like, it would be really helpful if you just used your turn signal. You know what I mean? Then they can know what you're doing so they could
and you
pull
prevent
out
crashes.
early.
Some people just don't know how to drive
Do
sometimes.
any of y'all drive?
I do kinda. But I do turn on my signals. Like,
I
You
don't
drive?
I don't drive, but I have to witness. I always am driving in the front seat with my dad, so I witness a lot of stuff.
yeah, as a passenger, a surviving passenger, survival. It's
Y'all need
it's
to learn to
scary.
drive.
Yeah, guys, my life is on the line every day.
Allie's always the passenger princess, though.
What can I say?
If
That's
she's a
what-
driver, she drives fast, though.
I don't drive fast. I just like I got a places
It's
to
my
be.
turn now, everybody. Good luck.
No, I'm a safe driver.
I took them driving one day. It was terrifying.
Whatever. This
Seems
one was
like-
over here going like a grandma.
Yeah.
Because I was driving
90
cautious.
years old.
I was being cautious. You were like, yeah, and then
Seems like
the
Mr.
car would
J has
stop,
something
and
to say
everyone just
about
goes.
that.
No, my
Yeah.
was good.
Watch
Nuh-uh.
language, by the way.
I didn't say anything.
I didn't
You
cuss.
did. Yeah, you did.
Did
You
I?
did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
You
keep
don't even
cussing.
notice when you do it.
All right, let's move into the main conversation for today. So, for today, we want to dig into what happens after graduation when life takes different paths. Whether you're headed straight into college like Allie or figuring out life outside of school like Arleny, these are both valid, real experiences that so many students face after leaving SciTech High School. Let's dive into that journey, the challenges, the lessons, and the surprises along the way. So, starting off, Allie, what has changed from freshman to sophomore year at Texas State?
I think more of it now is just like having a better grasp on scheduling and time management. I definitely have like certain set things I have to do. I'm also a student worker for the art education department. So Tuesdays and Thursdays in the mornings, I have to go in, clean our classroom, check inventory, make sure everything is set up for the day, stuff like that, and even like printing some stuff sometimes. But time management has definitely been a better skill for me lately, and like being more adaptive and flexible. I have a lot of big projects coming up this week in my sculpture class, a lot of exams coming around the corner,
You.
and I'm just like getting more of a feel on what it means to have a social life, have a school life, and still manage to get everything done.
Yeah, I know time management is always a big one for a lot of people, including me. Like, I struggle with time management even as a high school kid, especially since I'm a senior now. So, what are you doing like as an art education student aside like in class aside from like the I guess chores of doing a job?
So, being an art education student, this year we actually get to go and make some observations in classrooms. So, actually, next week I am going into a classroom in San Marcos, going to observe and take notes and see what it's like to be in a classroom with elementary students. My class that I'm taking right now for art education is called Childhood Methods, and basically we're learning about the art of teaching art to children, especially elementary kids, and what kind of framework we want our classroom to be, what kind of framework Texas has, and how that changes from school to school, how that is going to fit into our lives, and what it means to be a teacher. So this year is kind of like shifting more towards, oh, wow, I'm actually going to be an educator. What does that look like for me? What do I want that to look like for my life, for my classroom, for my students? How do I create an environment and create, I don't know how to say it, but basically make sure that you're creating an environment that fosters growth and creative thinking while maintaining safety of everyone.
What do you think an environment that fosters growth looks like?
I think for me, it's having an open mind and making sure everyone is empathetic. I think that's really hard for people to understand right now, especially in the world we're living in.
Empathy? Yeah.
Empathy. And I think that going to be a teacher,
I think you're going to be a really good teacher, though. As a
it,
really child? Yeah.
thank you. I think that a lot of people struggle with the concept that you're not just your own person. Like, consequences of actions is a real thing. just because you might have privilege in this one environment does not mean that you can avoid consequences for the rest of your life. And I really want to create an environment where students are aware of their actions and aware of other people and are considerate human beings. And I think being a critical thinker and being an empathetic person is a big part of that.
Especially when it comes to people that are younger,
Yeah.
because it really affects them how they are when they're more adults. And
Yeah.
in their
I-
adulthood.
Absolutely. I completely understand the empathy part because, like, I was even discussing with one of my teachers how I kind of felt like the world has become kind of cold and kind of heartless at times, a lot more than I think it used to be. Um, and yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, when you're a child, that's the most delicate time of your life. You know, you're becoming a person for the first time.
Because your brain is also still developing at that
Exactly,
age.
your brain's still
So
developing.
anything that affects, especially like trauma and like conflicts, the way, especially it comes to their parents and teachers, if a lot of kids, you see them be more victims of suicide for such a young age. It could be like a 10-year-old, and it could be just for bullying in their school, and it's their peers around them that seem to have done almost nothing or something that the kids didn't seem to feel like they had support. So people like Ali, I do believe they're going to become really great teachers and give the children some sense of safetyness and support in
What
their life.
grade do you want to teach?
I really like middle school. I do a camp in the summers, and I used to be in the camp, and it's my favorite part of summer. I absolutely love the work that we do there, and we usually target the middle school age group, and so I'm leaning towards that area just because I'm more comfortable with that age group. I like elementary kids, I do, but I don't know that I have the patience for
Tantrums.
the whole year for it. And
I could
I love
feel
high
that.
school. I love high school, and I was considering high school at first, but I think I'm definitely leaning towards that middle school area. That's when I first got into art a lot more and like starting discovering my identity and expressiveness within art and reading and creating.
What do you enjoy about art so much? Because not everybody has the itch to be creative. There's there's left brain versus right brain, you know? So what gives you the what gives you the itch to do art essentially?
I think everyone can benefit from learning about themselves, and I think art just gives you an opportunity and a healthy outlet to do that.
Mhm.
Everyone has had an art class at one time in their life. You had it in kindergarten, you had it at some point in your life, you were in an art class, and without thinking about it, you did learn something from that.
Even through scribbles.
Yeah, even if you don't think about it like that hard, like it may seem like you learned nothing, but you did learn something. I'm learning about all the different art stages right now and about the artistic development and about all these different things that go into making a classroom and lesson planning and just all the different things that are a major part of teaching. And you don't think about it when you're a student because you're in a framework where you don't have to think about it. You're just there to learn. But teachers are thinking about, what are you going to take away? What is the intention of me teaching it this way? There are so many things that go into teaching, and especially being an art teacher, you're creating a space for these kids to be critical thinkers and analyzers. They're not just scribbling on a page. They're creating art. They're analyzing art. They're doing so much more, and it's such an expressive form of creativity, and it has so many different mediums. It allows for so much to happen, and I think it's really important, especially with such chaos going around. You don't recognize like how much art is a part of your life. And the music you listen to, the podcast you hear, some kind of art went into that, some kind of creativity went into that. And creativity is such a big part of life. Even if you don't think that you yourself
It
are a
influences you.
creative person, creativeness is just a part of life, and learning to develop your own creativity and expressiveness in a healthy way is very beneficial.
Yeah, I really like that you said that about the whole creativity is kind of everywhere because, like, creativity is in so many places we don't even think about, the designs of these buildings, the design of this shelf here, the design of the couch, the music. Music's one of my favorite form of arts because it's like it really, gets me tied into my emotions and just, helps me like relax and release all my emotions, whether that be, happiness, sadness, frustration, anger. You know, you really get in tune when you're listening to music and playing music as well. I love playing my clarinet. I need to pick it up again actually, but um yeah, I've always enjoyed that so much.
It's really cool, especially like that. That's awesome.
All right. Moving on to Arleny's perspective. What have you learned outside of college? Like not going to college?
So not going to college is more in figuring out yourself. Because when you're in high school and middle school, a lot of you can get categorized in groups. Like you got the nerds, you got the artists, you got the funny people, and then you got the chaos, you got best friends and things like that. But outside of college, I feel like you're entering the real world without still having that mentality that, oh, there's the bully. Well, obviously there's some adults out there that still have the mentality that they're in high school and they feel like the big boss around there. But eventually everyone comes out of that casing and it's like there's really no one better than you. It's just be nice. I don't know how to say it. It's like you discover that people around you are not. I don't know how to word it. How would you word it? Ali, outside of high school, it's like
Not
I
not
think
like
a
not
lot
like
of people are self-involved. They're very
yeah,
individualistic, and
you have to be selfish sometimes. At the
they're not
time,
like real they don't really fit into any one stereotype.
yeah, a lot of people have their own little quirks. Like let's say someone could be funny, but at the same time they could be very serious and very like more into protests. A lot of more into podcasts and things like that. It's like you really see people out there outside of their casing without them being pushed downwards and being bullied into believing who they are. Because a lot of people inside high school comments, even they seem small, could really impact the way they see themselves. So I feel like it's outside of college, you just get to meet a lot of different personalities and kind of discover who you are. And I think a lot of people need to still do that because even the friend groups that people are around them does influence the way the life decision makings. So, and connections too. Like even in college, even outside, what's similar is having connections around you that could help you on more in the future to get the goal you want. So, yeah.
Yeah, once you leave high school, I mean, it really is very different. I've experienced that a little bit. The world is a lot more broad than a high school, and
hmm
honestly, I like to think about it, if people think that high school should be your best years or it was their best years, I think you're crazy. Especially going to this school. But anyways, yeah, much more broad outside of school. What are your like future goals? Like, I mean, obviously, I don't think you want to stay at a fast food job forever. So,
No, absolutely not. Fast food job should be just kind of like it really is an experience though. It really is. It takes you out like
Everybody should have to do it.
at some point, yeah, definitely. Because some people do not know how to treat other people
Yeah.
just by being human. They treat them like slaves. Even if you think, even younger people from where I work at seem nicer than the people that are older than me. Like you would say around 40, 50, and they're really mean. They really have such a mean personality sometimes, and a lot of privilege. They do feel a lot of privilege in there that they can demand a lot of out of you. So I feel like I think a lot of people that work as a waitress correlate to that as well. So
What you've learned in your working world is that you hate people.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not a people's person. Hell
Dang.
no.
I'm
I mean,
just
heck
kidding.
no. So yeah, no. People sometimes are awful. I think there need to be a lot of more people that are just,
Ever
like Ali
since
said, empathetic.
COVID, people have not known how to act anymore. It's weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I also think social media is also kind of
Big
wrong.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got
No,
distracted.
it's okay. No, it's okay. We were having a good talk,
She
but
has no goals.
Excuse you. Yes, I do.
I'm just kidding.
I want to go back to ACC on becoming a radiology tech.
ooh, that sounds interesting.
So I really need to. I'm not going to be in the fast food. I got a new job today, as I said in the beginning of the podcast, as a lab tech. Just working out that production seems well. That whatever the customers are asking for, their product is good. So and they get paid for a starting payment. It's way more than what you start when you work in a fast food area.
Yeah, I can imagine. Tell us a little bit about your job. Like, what's it like? Like,
For the lab tech, I just got it today, so
okay.
I'm not really sure. They did give me around the it's kind of like a factory. The people are really nice. They were playing Naruto Shippuden as a background song. I was like, hell, heck yeah. So I was like, that's nice. The manager seemed really chill, really cool. I met the owner. Yeah, so it went really well.
When
They
you
like
start,
I start in October 6th because I'm putting my 2 weeks in. And the manager was like, if they just tell you to just go, you know,
they
you can get in
understand.
early. Yeah, you can get earlier than that. If they tell you just get out, you can. I'll give you the position right there and there. I was like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, it was really nice.
What kind of like stuff will you be doing?
I would be managing coding. They told me a little bit because they're gonna train me. So they're training me when I start there, and it's the thing that there's some sort of machine that you have to put in the code. If the code is rejected by this machine, you have to have another code that seems compatible with it, and then put it. And if it works and the machine takes it, the production can be given to this other station that will make the production, and the production team ships it to the customer. So it's just making sure that coding is good.
Sounds quite interesting.
It really is. I'm like, that's really interesting. So I really hope it goes really well when I first start.
And you said it was like radio technology?
So that's for the ACC college course that I want to
Oh,
take. Yeah.
okay.
For the work that I'm going for, that's, yeah.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by stuff like that. I- I've never really like been interested in pursuing it, but it's
Mhm.
like, it's fascinating. Just
Mhm.
all the technical parts and stuff.
Like kind of like engineering. My brother actually, his name is Felipe. He went to the wayside as well. He's actually studying for engineering, mechanical engineering. And now that's really more interesting because that seems like a lot of math work and a lot of
Oh
thinking
yeah,
going into it. I'm like, yeah.
I've heard engineering is pretty difficult and it definitely does require a lot of math.
So good luck for him though.
Is he living on campus?
He is living on campus and dorm.
Cool.
We went there one time. He felt kind of lonely because often when he was just at home, we had our pets, so it
Mm.
wasn't as bad. But now he's just by himself.
He
His
doesn't
roommate,
have a roommate?
yeah, his roommate's often with his girlfriend though.
This has been a great like perspective on higher education or an independent life. This has been a really great perspective. Now let's move on to let's move on to some reflection here. What do y'all miss about Wayside, and what do y'all not miss
The
about
teachers,
Wayside?
I miss I miss Dougie so much. We were just talking about this. Me and Ali, she was like, I miss our art classes with Rosie Paul or like Hazel's snack stations. We would just knock on his door and be like, Mr. Hazel, can we get some snacks? Like, he'll be like, fine, just be quiet. I have a class going on. And we would just chill there. And then Dougie in the lunchroom. And then just Rosie Paul's art classes were just really fun to be with. It was stressful though because it was an IB class, but it was fun.
I think I miss the comfortability of it. It's getting hard to like be in spaces where you're uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
which I've been in a lot of spaces where I'm uncomfortable, but having that be every day is a little adjustment. So you do kind of like get nostalgic and be like, oh, I miss like when I knew everyone's name. I miss when these teachers knew exactly who I was. Like, you miss that ease and comfortability of it. But in the end, I'm still really happy with where I'm at. I'm still very encouraged to keep what I'm doing up. And I think it's uncomfortability is a very big part of life, and learning how to work through that and just accept it while also finding your own peace within it is really important. So I do miss Wayside sometimes,
Sometimes.
but I think what I took away from Wayside and where I'm at now is where everything happened the way that it was supposed to happen. And I'm very happy with where I'm at and where I'm going to be.
Yeah. I don't miss the food though. That's what I don't miss. Yeah, I don't miss the food.
Hey, the food's a little better this year, so.
This year took a long time for that to happen.
Yeah, and it's still not super good, but.
Cause like, yeah, I mean, it's not like your Lake Travis cafeteria where he's got a bunch of things there. I was like, whoa, yeah. I don't miss the food though. Or actually, I am comfortable with the small classes. It was easier for the teachers to manage, so I was okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I like small classes because the teachers don't have metaphorically so many mouths to feed and
Yeah.
can focus on each student more individually. So, yeah, it makes me feel like really heard more than just being like another face in the audience, you know. Wrapping it up, advice for my graduating class: whether you're college bound or taking another path, what should students like me who are seniors focus on?
I already answered first. You go.
I think just be comfortable with wherever you end up.
That is
And
true, yeah.
make sure that whatever you want in life, you're doing what you can to get there. You're not being lazy or getting too comfortable, being comfortable. You have to push yourself, and pushing yourself is very important. And no matter what you do, make sure you're still learning. Don't get stuck not having to go to school every day, so you don't think you need to know what's going on in the world. You don't think you need to know certain things just because they may not directly impact you. Don't get comfortable in that. Learning is important, and education is important. Even if you're not in school, even if you don't choose to go to college, kudos to you. Still learn. Still push yourself to learn about what's going on in the world. Still be an empathetic and kind person, and push yourself to be better.
Yeah. It's just me not going to school. The way I took my path could be way different from the way people could go after school if they don't go to college. And just really, actually, just take from what I do is I take, even if there's like really bad things going on or that something horrible happens at my work and it's really chaotic, I just take away, kind of separate work and then emotions and be like, all I come to do is work. And if people are just the way people are, that's the way people are. Not my issue. Whatever problems they have, it wasn't my problem. I didn't start it. All I'm here to do is just my work. It really shouldn't change the way you are. If you're a really kind-hearted, empathetic person, still be that way. Don't let other people in the world change how you are and become this harsh and cruel person. And keep spreading hate, right? Because that's the way a lot of people around you won't see that there's any good left around the world, you know?
Right.
Education really isn't a big important thing, though.
Absolutely is. I do agree. I mean, that's what school is meant for. It's to teach you how to learn, you know? Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Thank you, Allie and Arleny, for joining us again and letting us peek into your lives 1 year later. It's always a joy having y'all on. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Raven Report. I'm your host, Collin Kerouac, reminding you, as usual, to stay curious, Ravens.